Okay, let's get this out of the way. This is a filler review. Now, depending on when this comes out, there are different reasons why it's filler. If this comes out after my last review on Shimosa, it's because I have once again failed to keep some form of deadline, but you guys should be used to that at this point. If this comes out after my big project though, it's because I'm possibly suffering from burnout and I need time to recover. And in the very likely case this comes out before the Shimosa review, it's probably because I am rewriting the Shimosa script for the 7th time and I just need to get something out before, I just go into my depression slump again. Okay, now that the clarification's out of the way, let's get to the real intro. Longtime viewers of this channel, so about 2 of you watching this right now, might have realized there are 3 types of manga I like to talk about. Comedy manga, made to appeal to the primitive parts of the male brain, fate media, and titles that make me really think, therefore no one wants to hear me talk about it. Well, today I want to establish a new constant in the lineup, which is spin-offs of popular titles, with our latest review, which we're doing right now, the Alt Universe Iruma spin-off. Why am I not saying its full title? I can't be fucked typing it, nor can I be bothered embarrassing myself by butchering the pronunciation this time around. Oh, so I wish we could just call this the Iruma spin-off, but there's 3 of these fucks, not counting the anthology. And you know what? Let's just get these all the way. The Demon Lord one is a collab, which I don't care about. And the prequel with Caligo is promising, but ends too soon, so it's not worth talking about. Okay, good. Now we can talk about how this specific spin-off is, it has, my favorite thing I like in titles. That being potential. If you read or watch Iruma, you should be very familiar with the beats of the opening chapter of the main story, and yes, this is where I'm starting, leave me alone. Iruma is a yes man. Iruma has shit parents. Iruma gets adopted by Sullivan to be his grandson, attends demon school, and takes Sue at some point. Those are the general beats of the opening I need said episode. No, we're talking about the manga. The opening chapter. And yeah, it's a good opening, no notes. So when it comes to the spin-off, it hits the same points, but in its own way. To begin with, we have replaced the Devil Sullivan with Mafia Boss Sullivan, and Iruma starts much younger here as a street urchin who patches up the wounded Sullivan. Because this is a Mafia setting. Come on, gangsters get shot all the time. But what I also like is that instead of making Alice the first follower, because we're following those beats where he gets his first follower, the first follower here in this case is Oprah, and I'm just gonna say it now, they are an absolute treat. What I like here with Oprah is that they're not the Oprah we know. While the main universe Oprah acts with grace and civility, this Oprah is crude and rough, but still shows the same dedication to serving their boss, this case, Iruma. And because of Oprah's more rough nature, we're allowed to have a different set of antics during this first opening chapter in the Babel family mansion. We're just gonna call it that, okay? I don't know what the official name is. But yeah, no, this is an Oprah I love more than the mainline counterpart, because it feels like they're not only allowed to emote more, it feels like they're going to have a much bigger part in the story than just being a background character that shows up and, well, eventually will become a main character because of fan demand. God, I want to talk more about the character reimaginations, but, I want to talk about how they weave the rememberable moments of the original source material into its new narrative just a little bit longer, please. So we kind of talked about how the intro was retooled to fit the non-magical Mafia setting, but there are other retold story beats I like here. For example, Caligo's chapter introduces him as the Mafia's treasurer, can't pronounce that, but leave me alone. But then continue to show that he still is Iruma's teacher in this universe. Now, since this chapter is just a retelling of the second chapter, we also need to reach the story beat of Egi Sensei showing up. Now, they could have suddenly introduced magic as a factor in this story and be completely unoriginal about it to reach that beat, but they don't. What we get is Iruma and Oprah causing some damage, Caligo coming in to calculate the repair bill, and then threatening to leave the Mafia if Iruma doesn't acquire those repair funds in a period of time. That is such a brilliant way of changing up the original story, and still being able to hit those beats. This opens up an opportunity to see how the Mafia makes their money. We get to explore the character motivations of this Caligo, and we also still get to see Iruma's way of getting Caligo to become Egi Sensei in his own way. It's just brilliant, honestly. Like, you aren't just merely regurgitating old story beats with a different coat of paint. You are putting in the effort to tell a new original story for new readers while still having the favourite moments of the source material to please the fans. I just love it, especially because I can actually recommend this as a standalone title. There are obvious parts fans will enjoy more because it's a reference, but I feel like even non-Iruma fans will enjoy this. But if you are a fan and a weirdo like me, what you're going to like more than the incorporation of fan favourite moments is the reimagining of familiar characters. Okay, so we've already talked about Oprah because I can't help myself, but let's revisit our poor stressed out treasurer, Caligo. While he is still fits into the role of Iruma's teacher, it's not a one-for-one. Sure, he teaches Iruma, but unlike Caligo's sensei, who does it because he believes it's his duty as a teacher, this Caligo does it because his boss told him to do it, on top of his usual roles. This is a greedy Caligo who only cares about money, and his role of guard dog isn't about guarding the students, but the Mafia's dough. Caligo still clearly cares about his job and takes it seriously like always, but due to the nature of the job in this universe, he takes a much darker tone and becomes someone different, but still familiar, and it's honestly the best way to describe many of the reimaginings in the story. It's gonna go into this title, you're gonna get familiar characters but in a darker tone, and somehow they're still going to be incredibly enjoyable. Like, alright, so another brilliant example of this is Clara. Like, she is a murderous clown in this story, with a tragic backstory about how she was sold into slavery for the circus she is found in. She's still Clara, and she still has been manipulated as part of her intro arc, but now she actually capable of being a threat due to the nature of her work. It's a good adaptation, a glow up if you want to call it that, but let's be real, the real king of glow ups though, it's Iruma. Like, this Iruma is like if we had evil Iruma and like a normal Iruma, and then we just mashed them together. And like what's honestly the best part about the fact we get this combination of Iruma is it makes sense for him to be like this in the story. He's allowed to be capable and street smart because he was adopted as a child and trained by Caligo for years. He's a capable made man who has earned his role to be the underboss, but still allowed to have his optimist personality, so he can still be the Iruma us fans know and love. He's just a lot more capable now, so he actually fits in the saying. I really like that. Like, this Iruma is the true main draw of this series, if you're a fan. Like, obviously, as a fan, you will love this refreshing take on him, and as a new reader, he still has all the same old appeals as the original Iruma has. So, new fans won't really be put off by it. I don't know what my argument was there. Oh, God. Alright, so, at this point in the video, let's be honest, you probably have been sold on this manga, and I really don't need to say more, right? Because, like, let's be honest, you're playing the video when you're done here. And honestly, you should have just left because this view is such a unstructured mess. But let's. Alright. Okay? Right. We're done, right? Good. Alright. Since I don't need to sell you on this anymore, I get to do my favorite part of the video where I get to be self-indulgent and talk about the one very specific thing I really love about this title. Let's talk about Alice. So here's the deal. I really like Alice. He's a fun foil to Iruma due to his over-dedication to Iruma. I like him. Right. Mafia Alice is 100 times better than mainline Alice, and it's all because he has the same thing going for him that made me like Francesca Party of Fate/Strange Fake. Potential. Okay, what the fuck was that? Like, what? Okay, and ignoring whatever that just fucking happened, this Alice has amazing storytelling potential, and I really don't want to spoil it for you, so please go read the manga. Like, I'll put a timestamp on the screen so you know where to skip to avoid the spoilers, but I really need to talk about this. The Alice we get in this story is just amazing because he isn't a mafia man. He is an undercover cop. This is an Alice whose goal is to infiltrate the Babel Mafia and take it down from the inside. He's not doing it out of loyalty to Iruma, he's doing it for his own justice. And I love it. I love original Alice, but his role in the original story is literally being Iruma's #1 groupie. He lived and breathed Iruma, and that's funny and all, but I also wanted more pre-Iruma Alice that we see before the suplex, this cold feeling and unfeeling Alice, right? He has the goal he wants to achieve in his mind, and will do anything to do it. That is the Alice we get in this story. We get the Alice that is actually more interesting than fanboy Alice. And it's because of that, he has amazing potential to grow as a character in this setting. He can continue to achieve his goal and take down the Mafia, maybe unchanged by the values of Iruma, which therefore brings actually interesting character drama. Or maybe he will become the Alice we know from the mainline, where he becomes a dedicated follower of Iruma. And you know what? That works out as well. This might be an Alice where he finds out his ideas of justice is compatible with Iruma's ideas of mafia work. It's just good. Like, he's the main reason why I will be looking forward to new chapters, because he represents the one thing I love to see in stories. He has the potential to take this story to amazing heights with his own personal character development, and I'm all here for that. Well, that's it. I gave you every single reason why you should read a spin-off of a very popular title. It frankly holds up on every front and enjoyable, even if you don't know the source material. Just go read it. I don't know what else you want me to say. Like, and I honestly don't know what the fuck the structure of this script is. Like, this is what I get for writing in a weirdo trance at 3 AM in the morning. So, yeah, no, I don't even know how to end this. What about, here's a panel of Amelia that they teased at the end of chapter 7. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how you make best girl better, but they fucking did it. They managed to do it. Fuck, that's all I got to say. I'm going now. Bye.